So now for the game object life cycle. So here's my game object header file. It serves as a base class for most objects in a game engine that have the desired functionality that's common. So I listed the alarms, collisions, draw, input, update, and then listed the classes. And so this is going to have the command pattern. So that's why we have our submit entry and submit exit here. The registration state, of course, to make sure to make those asserts go off if anything's wrong. And then we have our actual connect to scene and disconnect from scene. Where we actually are going through the next step of the command pattern from submit to actually doing what we requested in terms of connecting and disconnecting from a scene. And then we have the virtual void functions that our users overload for when a game object enters a scene or exits a scene, and the registration and deregistration commands. So here's the entry command with its execute, which is just to disconnect from the scene and connect from the scene for entry and exit. So those are both very similar. Yeah, scene entry, scene exit, doing stuff through command pattern. We can mark for the exit, and because of our asserts, it will check to make sure and not do it multiple times. And in terms of a factory for like dynamically created stuff, I have my bullet factory here, which you saw before, and it's just working in our, so that our frigate is actually creating or calling the creation of these bullets through the bullet factory. Well, what our frigate is actually our tank now, but you can see on key press using my inputables, using my input system, bullet factory create bullet. But the actual bullet factory keeps a stack of the recycled and active items, and then it'll just make sure to check if it's empty. It'll actually create a new one. Otherwise, it'll use one of the recycled ones, and it'll make sure to initialize the bullet and submit it for entry. And then when we recycle bullets, we're making sure to push them to the recycled items. And then when we terminate, we're just deleting the this factory. And then on the actual terminate, we're waiting for all the recycled items to get emptied out onto there. And I think you saw up here. I don't know if it's still showing. Maybe it's getting drowned out in all the messages. For when bullets are being used. Looks like it's getting drowned out. Oh well. It was showing earlier. But yeah, it uses this to create and maintain all the objects, and for a game object, you can see the entry command, exit command, game object. There's a class diagram for that. All the private and public members are listed there. So also listing all of our listing examples of usability here for a user object. I have demos in other places that I'll show later for the documentation, but here, just again, connecting to different things. So so if we're saying that we're submitting a command, linking to the submit command is helpful to see where that goes, and then being able to follow that chain. So just keeping that up. And that is pretty much it, unless you'd like to see my entry command. Just owl right here, same thing, and game object exit command, which is right here.